I've been hustling. Every day I've been hustling, baby.
Every day I've been hustling. Hey y'all, it's Miss Georgia. Dang, gotta start over.
You good.
Look at it. I thought I had it.
That's why it's the editing.
Hey y'all, it's Miss Georgia, the biggest hustler, and thank y'all for tuning to the Hustling with Miss Georgia podcast. Today we have Miss
Aqua Sublett. I guess if I'm gonna give you my last name, I don't use my last name often, but Aqua Sublett.
Okay. And where you from?
I am from Texas.
Texas.
I'm from a tiny town in Texas. I now live in Arlington.
That was super tiny that you just showed now.
Like if I put my fingers, it's less than 2,000 people there.
Oh, okay, tiny.
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 But I now live in Arlington.
Okay. And is that a major? I'm not familiar with.
I would say it's one of the major cities. It's in between Dallas and Fort Worth.
Okay.
So it's one of the more, you get a little bit of everything there. You get a little city life, a little of the slower pace.
Some everything.
Yeah.
Some everything. So tell me a little bit about, because I see your shirt, the MTS Network. Let me in on that.
The MTS Network is my media production company.
Okay.
We have our own streaming platform that is similar to Tubi and Netflix. It's for independent creators, so we have everything from short films to podcasts, music videos, feature films. We have all kind of stuff on there, and it's a very inclusive platform that gives space for people to tell stories in the way that they want to tell them. And that actually started in 2020, about 4 years ago. I had been pestering my wife to start a Facebook Live show with me during the pandemic, and she finally was like, yeah, let's do it. And so we started our own show, and it was just to really stay connected with the community going through, COVID and trying to navigate that and life and marriage and all the other things we had going on. So we actually went on once a week. We talk about what we had going on that week, and we always made sure that we had a highlight for the week of something good that happened in the midst of all the craziness. And so once we were able to kind of build a base, people would want to come on and talk about their stories or their businesses or their journey or whatever. And it really just became a platform for people to tell their stories, and it grew. People wanted me to produce their podcast, or they wanted me to do, produce a commercial for them or different things. And so I just decided that I wanted to create a platform to allow people to be authentic and tell stories how they wanted to tell them. And that's how the whole network itself was born.
Wow. Yeah. What does MTS stand for?
Meet the Subletts. So as I mentioned, my last name is Sublett, and I married into my wife's family, and it was a very different dynamic for me. I wasn't a huge family person because I had been on my own since I was 16, just kind of navigating life and different things like that. So meeting her and meeting her family and how loving and accepting they were, it just made it like it was only right that we created something that brought people into a family atmosphere. So outside of our nonprofit organization, which does exactly the same thing, this for-profit does the exact same thing. Every person that I meet, every person that I produce for, or I'm helping in some type of way, or I'm putting you in a position to better yourself and develop yourself, your family to me. So that means now, no matter how late it is in the day, if you call me and you need something, I'm here to help you.
Wow.
But that's how it should be. Like whatever I'm learning or whatever I'm coming across, the people that I meet, I want to be able to share that with other people. And I noticed that there's not a lot of that. Like people will learn things and they want to gatekeep it. What good is gatekeeping it?
Exactly.
When you could help somebody.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? There's enough room for all of us to be great. So why would you want to hinder someone else's growth? And they just might not know what direction to go in or how to find the information that they're looking for. So if I have that, I'm absolutely 100% going to give that to the next person, because you're family to me. I don't care who you are or where you come from or how little I know about you or how long we've known each other. If we've crossed paths, if we've even had a conversation on social media, we're family. Family looks out for family. So if I'm growing, you're growing too. That's the only way that I know how to do it. So Meet the Subletts is the brand, but it's family. It's a family aspect thing.
And when we talk about the overall network or the platform, is it based on what streaming or what media? Like, is it? I heard you said you started it on Facebook.
I did.
Okay.
So we do a lot of live streaming on social media, but the app itself, it's a web-based platform right now. We're working on expanding it into a mobile app at the end of the year, which will provide more opportunity for the creators who are on there to earn some more money for themselves. Because that's what's important to me. I want you to get the exposure and the dollars that you deserve. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it has a little bit of everything. So we cover events, we cover red carpet events, galas, anything that we can pull up to and they want us to be live, do interviews, whatever, we do that as well. But the web-based platform, that's where you can find the podcast, you can find the movies, you can find the music videos from like independent artists and different things like that. So it's got a mixture. It's a lot of live stream stuff, and then it's a lot of production stuff.
Right. Well, for one, the world being so based upon technology and the internet, this is huge for people who are like ourselves coming up and trying to be a part of the internet world or the internet society. Like, the support is needed. I always think I will be everyone would know me already if you shared mine and I shared yours.
Exactly. That's how our streaming platform actually came about, because as I was producing podcasts for other people, like, they would create platforms for their shows specifically, which is great. There's nothing wrong with that, but you're not expanding your audience that way. If you're on a platform, say like Netflix, if you look on Netflix, there's so many different genres, so many different things, that when people are going to this looking for one thing, they stumble upon something else, and that's how they grow their audience. You know what I mean? You got to put yourself in a place where it's not just you.
Exactly.
If you're only directing people to you, your audience is about this big and you're not getting beyond that.
Exactly.
But being able to be exposed to different audiences, like if your stuff is there and my stuff is there and someone else's stuff is there, they're directing their people to see their stuff, which means they might run across yours.
Exactly.
You're directing people to see your stuff, which means they might run across theirs. You know what I mean? So I wanted to put people in a space where you're being exposed to such a wide audience.
Exactly. And connecting.
Exactly.
Because it's all about connecting, I feel like. If your platform is allowing people who's making movies to share their film, then the artists have songs that can open the movie or take out the movie or so on. You know, you got people in the music videos that can act and so on. So it goes hand in hand.
And I go so many places and I meet so many different kinds of people who do all different things. So whenever we have our mixers, I make it a point to invite all of those people, the hairstylists, the dancers, the music artists, the producers, the directors, the camera people. I try to get them all in the room because you might not know that you need them, but you do.
Exactly.
You need music for your movie. Exactly. You need backup dancers and actresses, and you need, wardrobe. You need so many things, and sometimes you just don't know you need it until you talk to somebody.
Or till you have nobody to talk to.
Exactly.
And then you're like,
exactly.
I needed that.
So I always try to provide opportunities where people can create their own seat at the table. I'm just giving y'all the chairs. Now, whether you want to pull them up together and talk to one another, that's something you can do, but I'm giving you the space to do that. Providing workshops to be able to develop whatever craft it is you have, or if you think you might be interested in getting into film and whatnot, I'm providing workshops for that, just for you to get a feel to decide if this is what you want to do. Creating partnerships with schools, so hopefully I can provide different types of education, but also being able to work with student filmmakers to give them that opportunity to be in the field in real time to do different things. So I'm always trying to find a way to better the next person or put you in a position where you can get to where you're trying to go.
Exactly. And very much appreciated. Would you say it has shocked you of how much it has grown, or exactly what you expected.
It shocks me because this is not what I envisioned.
Okay.
When I said I wanted to start a Facebook Live show, I thought it was just going to be something funny. You know, I mean, we have serious conversations, but I'm a huge jokester. I think I should have been a comedian.
Me too.
Life. But I just thought it was going to be something to kind of keep us connected to people and people seeing the journey that we're on, just being an LGBTQ couple trying to navigate having kids or trying to navigate, you know, careers and different things like that. Like, it blows my mind every day to wake up and know that I have manifested this entire platform. But I'm so grateful, and it grows bigger and bigger every day. And sometimes I'm like, whoa, I don't know if I got the bandwidth for this, but I'm always going to make a way because I'm passionate about it. And I'm passionate about other people's stories. I love meeting people, hearing their stories, and having this platform, it allows me to visually see how someone tells their story and what they were putting into it and what they were going through or how they felt. So it's amazing, and I never in my wildest dreams thought that this would be what I was doing.
Well, it sounds like it's going pretty well. And overall, do you have a set goal quite yet of what you want MTS Network to turn into, or is it pretty much already there?
I think it's heading that direction. But I want it to be a hub, honestly. I wanted to be able to touch a little bit of everything and connect people in different rooms. So outside of just film and entertainment, being able to shift someone, whether they want to go into real estate or whether they want to go into, you know, social services or whatever the case may be. Like, I want to be able to have some type of resource for everyone. And being able to provide a platform for people to be real about what it is they want to do, and what they're looking for. And they don't have to feel like they have to be put into a box where they only can do one thing or the other. You can do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? And we're here to support you in that.
Exactly. How can people be or become a part of the MTS Network?
The easiest thing to do is to find us on social media. We primarily on Facebook and Instagram. We do have TikTok and YouTube as well. But if you find us, the MTS Network, and send us a message, we definitely can talk about the steps of how you could get your stuff on our platform, or if you want us to produce something for you, we can also do that as well. So that is the easiest way. You can also email me, info@mtsn.watch, and I will get back to you via email as well. But I'm always on social media. So.
And what's something that you can say to maybe those people who are, a little bit nervous about taking that first step?
It's okay to be nervous, but don't let that nervousness stop you. The only way you're going to grow comfortable in it is to do it. And I know for me, I'm nervous every day. I'm nervous because I don't know anyone else that's building a streaming platform. I know producers, I know filmmakers, I know writers, I know directors, I know people who produce podcasts, but I don't know anyone who's building a platform to compete with Netflix and Tubi. And let me be very clear, I'm not trying to compete with anyone.
Right.
I'm just trying to provide a lane for people who are trying to get to Tubi, Netflix. You know what I mean? Like, I want to work together.
More options.
Exactly. So I know for me, I'm nervous every day just trying to figure it out because I don't know anyone that's doing it. So I don't really know who to call when I have questions. But everything that I'm learning, or the people that I'm running across, that's now a resource that I can provide to someone else. Right. So if you're nervous and you unsure and you don't know what to do or where to go, find me. All you got to do is message me. And I promise you, we can talk it through together. And I can help you, or I can point you in the direction of someone who can.
Exactly.
But don't ever feel like you have to do it by yourself.
Exactly.
For one, you have support. You have me. I will always be a support. And there are other people out here just like me who are willing to support it. So if there's something you need and you're unsure, just hit me up. But don't let being nervous stop you. You just gotta stop. You just gotta start. You gotta go for it. Because if not, you're gonna regret that. You know what I mean? you might as well try.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way you can do it.
Exactly.
It's better to try and fail than not try at all.
Trial and error. That's the only way.
Yeah. And I promise when I say I fail all the time. All the time.
Even if you're not failing, we have that. You know, you have that thing. You're like, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
This is the moment. It's gonna be the thing for us to take us over the top. And then you don't always get that reaction right away.
Mm-hmm.
But then now being yourself when you humble down, you're like, but it got me to where I needed to go. It was a stepping stone.
Mm-hmm.
You have to realize that every step is a step.
As long as you're going forward, no matter how fast you go, you can go turtle snail pace if you got to. But as long as you're going forward, that's always progress, and you have to celebrate those little wins. I know sometimes failure can override that when you feel like, oh, it just isn't going the way that I wanted to go. But it takes time, it takes patience, it takes consistency, and you have to be willing to stick it out when it's hard, because that's really when the test is.
Exactly.
It's easy to do things when it's glitz and glamour and it's great and everything's going wonderfully, but when it starts to fall apart or it's not going how you thought it would, that's really when you got to figure out, like, is this really what I want to do? And you got to stick it out, and you just got to get through it. It's just one of them highs and lows things. There are highs and there are lows. You got to get through both of them. So
just like that. Y'all know, today we had to have the MTS Network founder come through, let us know that the journey can be a little blurry, but you gotta keep going.
Mm-hmm.
We can't stop. We know that. Y'all already know it's Miss Georgiaa, the biggest hustler. And again, thank you for tuning in to the Hustle with Miss Georgiaa podcast. And we out.
Every day I've been hustling.
Every day I've been hustling, baby.
Every day I've been hustling.
Every day I've been hustling, baby.
Every day I've been hustling.